Hey guys, welcome to your April 2020 Tarotscope. There are so many crazy things going on right now, so hopefully this reading will give you some insight, give you a little clarity, and give you some understanding in some areas where you should be focusing your attention right now. We're going to talk about the areas of health, we're going to talk about money and finances, we're going to talk about our emotions, and we're also going to talk about our spiritual practice and where we're at with that, and if it's in line with where we are trying to go. So let's take a minute and let's talk about what's going on with our health right now. And of course, with the virus and stuff going on, a lot of people are really concerned and wanting certain pieces of information. What I'm getting from this card is like you're not hearing what you want to hear in order to make you feel better, right? But that's not necessarily going to help. Even if you hear the information, it might not make you feel better. So you have to kind of figure out how to do that sort of on your own in here. You know, it's sort of like when your mom tells you you're pretty, like you don't believe her. But if somebody else tells you, then you're like, oh yeah, right? So just hearing a piece of information doesn't automatically make it true or untrue. It's your perception of that information that you're getting. And that's sort of what this card is kind of telling you. I'm also getting to that there are a lot of also great things going on, even though you're not hearing about them. So it's sort of like kind of like behind the scenes, behind the no news, there's still good things happening. So just because you're not hearing anything about it doesn't mean it's not back there. So that's one of the things you should be kind of focusing your energy and attention on and being mindful of in your health areas this month. Hopefully everyone is following the rules and taking care of themselves so that we can all take care of each other. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is our finances and our business, because there's a lot of people getting hit really hard in these areas right now, and we need to be mindful and respectful of that. One of the things here this card is showing me is that there is still opportunity, right? And I heard a really interesting, I watched an interesting video on, they were talking about like chaos and disaster and these, you know, like hard times. And there's two energies that come out of that. And the first energy is one of danger, right? Or fear. And then the second energy is one of opportunity. And depending on where you're going to focus your energies, your thoughts, your attention is what's going to come out of that situation for you. So there are a lot of really good opportunities happening right now. First and foremost, a lot of people have downtime in order to work on, you know, their side hustles, and also too with your regular business, because if you are seeing customers normally, you know, now's a really good time to take what is already existing that's working and transition it into something that can be delivered another way, where you can still help people, where you can still offer your services and things like that. So if you are in business right now and you feel like you're dead in the water, what are some other ways right now that you can use this time and this experience in order to add more value, to help people, and to kind of level up where you're at? Because I think that's what this card is telling us with opportunities. There's other ways we can go now, and we need to be looking at them. Okay, now the other thing we want to look at is we want to look at our emotions, because people are all over the place right now. They're on the end from like cool as a cucumber to like freaking out the world is ending sort of emotions. And it's really hard too, because a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't be this or you shouldn't be that. And it's kind of invalidating. And you're allowed to feel however you feel, but what I would also say is that while you are recognizing that, you should also not allow it to kind of control your life and where things are going, because it can derail things if you sit too much in your emotions. You have to have a balance between up here and in here. So I hope that you guys find that this month, because what I'm getting here with the tarot cards, with your emotions and your feels and your soft candy center, is that you're having a hard time keeping the balance, right? Like it's things, I get this energy that like if there's one thing that happens, it yanks you off this way, and it's keeping you from maintaining your center and your balance. So really watch what your emotions are allowing in your life right now, and what those emotions are sort of creating and amplifying and causing you to do, right? Because your emotions can cause other things to be happening, can cause physical behavior and different things like that. So keep an eye on that this month. It's really, really important. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is our spiritual practice, because, you know, especially during hard times and times of confusion and chaos and just discombobulation, it's really important to keep a connection to your faith or your practice or whatever it is that's important to you. And I feel like right now, from what I'm seeing, there's some people that are doing this really well, and there's some people that are kind of starting to come off the rails a little bit here. So we need to make sure that we're steering ourselves on a positive course. I'm kind of getting the energy here too that there's a lot of people, instead of helping, they're kind of making things worse. So make sure that when you are out there, especially if you are somebody who's spiritual, somebody who's an influencer, somebody that people are paying attention to or looking at, that you don't put your own personal judgments on things, that you don't invalidate people's feelings, that you allow things to be how they are, but to also offer something that is helpful and positive and powerful. You know, right now, if you're having a hard time, I would just say, try to get grounded, right? Because I feel like if you can sit in the eye of the tornado, all of that stuff that's going around is not going to discombobulate you because you are calm and centered. And you can take that information in and you can process it appropriately and you can choose the proper course of action for you, but you're not getting blown around by all of these other things that are happening right now, because that's sort of what it feels like. Every day there's something here or something there, and it's just like, oh my God. But if you are calm and centered within your own spirituality, within your own practice, within your own faith, those things are going to be a lot, it's going to be a lot harder to rattle you, right? And that's where we kind of all need to be sitting in right now. And while most of us are doing an okay job there, we could be doing a little bit better job, right? Like you don't want to be bobbing and weaving on the freeway, right? You want to be driving within the lines. So make sure that you pay attention to that as you're moving through this month and things are kind of changing and happening around you. So hopefully that was helpful. Oh, you know what I almost forgot too? There's I have 2 more cards somewhere down here. They're way down here. I'm going to get them for you. Just kind of the overall umbrella energy of the month. So there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be kind of fussy and discombobulated right now because they're dealing with some stuff, right, that they're not used to dealing with. And it's not personal to you, but they're just experiencing some things that are very difficult for them, and it's just kind of exploding at all ends. So keep an eye on that this month if you are noticing that that's happening with people around you. And this is not a normal occurrence for them. If this is something new, they're probably needing something. They're probably having an issue in an area, so try to help them and take care of them and don't take that personally. The other thing too that I'm getting is that the enterprise here is probably going to be slowed down this month as well. So if you're expecting things to jump forward in a big way and kind of get back to normal, we might have a little bit of a issue with that. And the reason is too is there's a problem here that kind of needs to be solved before that forward movement and momentum can take place again. So just keep that in mind as you're moving through the month and use these other areas in order to help propel you forward until this turns into this. Okay, so that's all I've got for you guys. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys are feeling a little bit better about things and you know kind of where you should be focusing your time and your attention. I hope everyone is being safe. I hope everyone is being mindful. I hope everyone is being super kind. And until next month, I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day, and thank you so much for watching.